bleachers rumble with the roar of the crowd. Underneath the stars we make our town proud. Every win, every loss, we shout it out loud. From the court to the field to the dirt and the track, we cheer for the glory, we never hold back. It's the pulse of the county, the pride we unpack. Limestone County Sports, we bring the game to life. Every play, every fight, every Friday night. Limestone County Sports, it's where legends ignite.
Where legends ignite.
Limestone County Sports,
where legends ignite. Good afternoon, fans of Limestone County Sports. We are glad that you're tuned in. My name is Greg Wise, and this is
JVJ Vassar.
We have braved the weather to get to the studio, aka my office.
Ahsaa, what do you call it? Ahsaa-geddon?
Ice-mageddon, Snowpocalypse, the 2026 version, whatever you want to call it. We have braved the elements to get to the studio so we can talk reclassification. We know we're recording on Sunday afternoon. We know that some of you are going to be hanging around the house tonight, and maybe all day tomorrow. School has already been canceled. Maybe you're getting out of work or going in late tomorrow. You'll have something to listen to.
Yeah.
If you want to watch the video and see our faces, I will say this: I have a face for radio. And so if you just want to listen, you're more than welcome to do so. But if you're in the comfort of your own home, wanted to throw us up on your TV, you can do that on YouTube or Facebook. We just started at the end of the football season dropping our episodes on Spotify. And so if you want to look for us on there, you can find us there as well. It'll take me a while to get this episode loaded up there because I don't plan to go home and do too much this afternoon, watch a little NFL, and then relax with the family and see what tomorrow holds. Jay, before we jump into football, county basketball tournament was this past week. It was shortened due to the threat of inclement weather.
Yes.
And so I think they had the championship games, varsity championship games were Friday night, early Friday night, and the East Limestone boys and girls are the Limestone County basketball champions for 2026. Did you get to go over and watch any of those games?
I went, excuse me, I went Friday night, saw the East Clements girls game.
Yeah.
And East girls played well. And then the boys, East boys beat Tanner as well. It was a great game. Started out, real close, and towards the end there, East pulled away.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the teams had to play back-to-back nights, and that was kind of rough.
Yeah, and that's just, because of the weather.
Yeah.
They usually start that on MLK Day every year and run it through Saturday. Championship games are usually on Saturday, and so I know some of them had to play on Wednesday night as well, which they usually don't do.
And I want to apologize on our part at Play Action Sports. We were scheduled to do the championship games Saturday night, but because of the weather, Tim had a previous game, Athens Bible School, Friday night.
Yeah.
They recognized their 50th, their state championship team is their 50th anniversary.
I've seen that on their social media.
So Tim already was scheduled to do their game. So Mr. Henry White asked me, said, y'all here to do the game? And I was like, no, Tim had a previous game to do, and we hate that, but we'll be back next year. Lord willing, creeks don't rise.
Yeah, I know there was some discussion about, I think some folks are getting a little tired maybe of the county basketball tournament. I would just throw my 2 cents in. Big fan.
Yeah.
It's been a tradition for, man, it goes back. I remember it, and so that's been 35 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember Michael Crutcher, posterizing some kid over in the East Limestone gym. He was playing at Elkmont, and the whole gym just, went nuts. And so that's been around for a long time. Yeah. It's also a big money maker for whichever school gets to host it. It rotates around. And so I'd hate to see that go away. I know, the kind of some of the chatter is it's not competitive. I would like to encourage them to go back and look over time.
Yeah.
It's very competitive. Now there may be a few years back to back where it looks as if that tournament is not competitive.
Yeah.
But again, as we know, and I know from being around high school sports, man, these waves of talent at certain schools can change a lot of things in just a couple of years. You can go, 3-4 years, have a lot of athletic kids come through.
Yes.
Then you may have 3 or 4 years and don't have a lot of athletes come through. And so, but over time, if you're looking 30 to 40 years, man, that tournament's been very competitive.
And it's like a big family reunion.
Yeah.
I mean, players from, decades come back just to watch the tournament and reminisce with other people. It's just one big happy family reunion when it happens.
Right. And it's very competitive in regards to just recently outside of varsity.
Yeah.
Middle school, JV, all of those teams. I think there was only 2 JV girls teams.
Yes.
But traditionally been very, very competitive in some of those lower age groups.
And next year it'll be at West Limestone, and then after West it'll start rotating back to Ardmore.
Yep. Rotates every year, and so every 6 years gets back to every single school in the county, and again, big fundraiser. So I like to see that continue.
And I was standing watching the game on that with Andy John, and he said, I married a girl from the city, and I was like, yeah. He said, well, one thing I love about her. And I said, what? He said, she loves fried bologna sandwiches. They have fried bologna sandwiches in the concession stand at Tanner.
Really?
Yes. Julius Lucas' mama cooks them.
I did not know that.
Andy John said, she's coming to me every 5 minutes. I need a sandwich.
Yeah. If I'd have knew that, I'd have been down there, bro.
Yeah.
They need to advertise that.
They even sell them at their rec baseball games.
Dude, that's a win. That's a win. If you're looking to, there's some concession stands that have sun drop.
Yeah.
And you know which ones they are.
Yeah.
And that's a win. Bologna sandwich is where it's at. I went to a football game. It's been probably 10, 12 years ago when my daughter graduated. She was playing cheering down at Fairview, and we were down there. And I think it was Fairview. We might have been playing somewhere else. I can't remember. Anyway, wherever it was, they had like white beans and cornbread.
Wow.
A bowl of white beans and cornbread in the concession stand, and it was, cool fall. And I was like, this is a win, man. So if you can get – everybody knows where those little niche concession awesome things are. Sun drop, we know where those are. Fried bologna now, we know that's at Tanner. And whoever had the white beans and cornbread. I don't remember where that's at. It was in Coleman County.
Step up, Ardmore boosters.
Well, Ardmore is world famous for the people in Ardmore know there is a name for their hot dogs.
Yes,
but
I know.
We're going to keep that PG. They have some very good hot dogs. Don't know where they buy them from. I don't know why anybody else doesn't get them, but they're well known for having the best hot dogs in Limestone County anyway. And that's pretty much across all sports. I think they use the same supplier. So anyway, moving on, Jay. We're going to just run through some the reclassification. Was Friday, a big buzz. I was headed down to a track meet with my son Friday. They had a last chance indoor track meet down at the Crossplex in Birmingham. So I made him drive specifically because I knew this reclassification news was going to come out. My phone's going to get blowed up. So all the way down there, man, it's just text after text after text after text. I'm on Twitter.
But you knew something was happening when they're going to live stream the announcement.
Well, they've usually tried to do that, I think, every 2 years just for football because it's just so big. They don't really, it's not that big a deal in some other sports to some people. Some people it is. But football is big time, big money. And so, they can get a lot of eyes on it. So that's why they would televise that. What they do in the state of Alabama, the AHSAA, the Alabama High School Athletic Association, the governing body of sports in the state of Alabama for high school, every 2 years in every season, they reclassify. And, some schools may bump up a class, bump down a class, maybe change an area or a region or something. And so then coaches can make their schedules out for the next 2 years, kind of know what you're working with and things of that nature. This year was a little different because there had been a buzz that they were going to take private schools out of the public school championship tournaments at the end of the season. And that's exactly what they did. So they pretty much removed about, I don't know the exact number, maybe 100 private schools. So the private schools will now compete for their own state championship. Public schools will now compete for their own state championship. They can still play each other in non-region games. But as in regards to their areas and regions and state tournaments, things of that nature, they will only be playing public will play public, private will play private. Don't know. We will see over the next couple of years if this is going to be beneficial for teams or not. I know one of the things that I had always heard was the big gripe that private could recruit. Dude, I know public schools that recruit much harder than the privates.
Oh, yes.
And so I hadn't seen anybody crying about that.
I ain't either.
But anyway, I don't know. When you look at some of these regions, and we'll talk about them, we're going to run through volleyball first and then jump into football. That's where most of the discussion is going to be. But even in football, in the now 8 teams that we cover here in Limestone County, some of them were winners, some of them not so much, and we'll get to that. We're going to run through the volleyball very quickly, Jay. We'll just start kind of at the top with the biggest classification. That is 5A now. They did away with 7A. And if you're thinking, hey, I didn't know my school lost that many people, it looks like we got more people. How did we move down from 6A to 5A or from 5A to 4A? That really has nothing to do with it.
No.
They took out 100 and something schools and took out 7A. So there's no longer a 7A division. The highest division is 6A, and then 6A is the top 32 teams in the state in regards to population. And then they divide the rest of those up into about 65 teams, 64, I think maybe a couple with 66, but about 65 teams in 1A through 5A. And so, again, if your team, your school went up or down, that doesn't really dictate, hey, we lost a bunch of kids, hey, we gained a bunch of kids. That may be the case, but more than likely it's just due to a regrouping of schools. Athens is now a 5A in volleyball. They're Area 14. That includes Columbia High School, Decatur High School, and East Limestone High School. East Limestone and Athens now in the same area. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as we jump into football. Let's see. 4A include the only 2 5A teams we cover now, Athens and East. 4A is Brewer, Ardmore, Priceville, West Morgan. That, again, is a volleyball region. And a reminder, they haven't reclassified winter sports yet. That usually happens after basketball season for the next 2 years. And then softball and baseball will reclassify usually beginning of the summer for those next 2 years as well. But side note, usually softball regions look very similar to volleyball regions. So this kind of gives you a clue, like say Ardmore, Brewer, Priceville, West Morgan. That may be a very similar softball region.
So a friend of mine, he's the principal at Decatur, and he was telling another buddy of mine, coaches middle school baseball at East. He said this will be the baseball region as well.
Yeah.
So
usually very similar as well. Depending on if some of those teams, have volleyball and baseball or softball, very similar regions as well. Moving down to 3A, which I think is a really cool area, especially for football. 3A is Clements, Elkmont, Lauderdale County, and West Limestone. That is, again, a volleyball region. Only 3 of our county teams is in that area. And then who we got left? Tanner. No, that's That's Lindsay Lane. Lindsay Lane, Athens Bible School.
Yeah.
In the same area. Athens Bible, Covenant Christian, Lindsay Lane Christian, Mars Hill, and Shoals Christian. That's one of the things that I think is odd for some of these smaller privates like Athens Bible and Lindsay Lane. They're now going to be competing in the same division with Mars Hill and in football also.
Yeah.
Mars Hill coming off 2 straight back-to-back state championships was probably fixing to get bumped up to 4A in football, and now they're going to be playing in this lower private division. Let's see if I can find this other. Here it is. Tanner's the only one we got left. Tanner is 2A. And they are in the volleyball area with Brindley Mountain, Faultville, JB Pennington, and Tanner. Very manageable area for their volleyball program there. Moving on to what everybody is hanging out for. You probably got a good idea of what some of these already sound like and look like just by the volleyball regions. But we're going to jump in and call these the next, we're going to go to the winners first, Jay. Does that sound good to you, bro?
That'll work.
Winners first, and this is not what Limestone County Sports considers winners or losers. This just means, in our opinion, based on your draw, your new region, if we think this helped you, then we would consider the reclassification a winner for you.
Yeah.
If it doesn't help you at all but doesn't hinder you, that's also a win because you're not getting put in a much tougher region or something. So we've got about half of our teams. We are now covering 8 teams. Lindsay Lane will be added to that varsity slate this fall. And so covering 8 teams, we got 4 of them in what we would call the winners in reclassification and 4 in the losers, what we would call reclassification. Again, if you're in the loser bracket or grouping, that does not mean that your program, your players, your sons, your daughters, your coaches, your teams are losers. We think you got a bad draw on the new reclassification.
Or you could have said, excuse me, just use pros or cons.
We'll change it. The pro division or category, what we would consider the winners of reclassification in Limestone County sports. In my opinion, Clements West and Elkmont got a pretty good draw based on their regions last year.
Yes.
As you remember, Clements and Elkmont was in the same region, and they are still in the same region, but they're also adding West Limestone. West Limestone, Clements, Elkmont in the same region. They're now 3A football, Region 7. One of the good things of that is travel.
Yeah.
If nothing else, you've got 2 region opponents who are here in the same county, Elkmont and West within 20 minutes of each other. And so that's a win. But other teams, that area includes Central High School in Florence, Clements High School, Colbert Heights, Elkmont, Lauderdale County, Rogers, West Limestone, and Wilson. The biggest winner of that, in my opinion, West Limestone. You know, they were in that tough region with West Morgan, Deschler, Brooks, just a juggernaut of a region. I think it was 9 teams. They was in a 9-team region. That means they were playing 8 region games, only getting the Schedule 2 non-region games. Yeah. Now they're in a much smaller, not much smaller, 1 team smaller, but you're going to play 7 region games. They can pick up 3 non-region games. Most coaches, especially if you're in a tough region, will try to find a formidable opponent or either a lesser opponent and can kind of pick up a few more wins there. But Elkmont, Clements West in that region, probably the top dog, just looking at it on the screen as we're looking at it, Lauderdale County, I would assume, is probably the one. And Central, if not the one, probably the 1B.
Yeah.
I think Lauderdale County, right off top, we don't know what those teams are bringing back. Don't know what they lost. Lauderdale County traditionally over the last few years has been, a 2-3 rounder in the playoffs. I think Central made the playoffs last year, if I'm not mistaken. They've been very competitive. And then the rest of that, man, looks wide open to me, Jay. Clements, Elkmont, and West Limestone is going to have a shot at even if Lauderdale County and Central are the top two, West Limestone being 4A kind of – West and Central were both 4A. They were both in the same region. So they're kind of, playing with a few more numbers than some of those other teams anyway. And so you've got to come into that region and new schedule for the next 2 years thinking pretty positively.
Yeah. And like I said, the travel's not that bad. So
yeah. Well, there's a lot. It's all Lauderdale County, really, or Limestone County teams. Yeah. You're within two counties of each other. So, the furthest one maybe for Elkmont may be Central, which is just north of Florence. But, if you go the way the crow flies, you're talking maybe 40 minutes. Yeah. It's not too bad. Culver Heights may be a haul from them, too. That's Culver County, right? Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. Another county. You got to add another county school there in Culver County. But pretty good region, man. Yeah. I think they got the good end of the draw there, and especially you can schedule you a couple of or three non-region opponents and win a 3 or 4 region games. You could be going into the playoffs 6-4, 7-3 very easily, or in my opinion, a lot easier than it was last year. Yeah. Especially for West Limestone. Mm-hmm. I think Wilson was also in that region with West Limestone last year, wasn't he?
Yes, and Central as well, right?
Yeah, Central, West, and Wilson were on that 4A region. All the rest of those, I think, were 3A. Was Rogers?
Yeah, Rogers, Lauderdale County, and Clements and Elkmont. Yep, we're all together.
Got you any other words on that region, Jay, before we move on?
No.
Again, 3 of our teams that we're covering that we are classifying as winners are the pros who benefited from the reclassification is in that region. And the other lone team that, in my opinion, they really didn't gain much, but they definitely didn't lose anything either, is Athens. Yeah. Athens, now 5A, again, didn't lose any kids. They probably got more kids now than they had the last reclassification, just the way the numbers with schools go. They're still that one class down from the biggest class in the state now. But their region, Jay, looks pretty much just like it did.
Identical, basically, yeah.
They are going to have to deal with Hartselle and Muscle Shoals. Running through everybody in this new region for Athens, 5A Region 7, Athens High School, Austin, Decatur, East Limestone, Florence, Hartselle, Muscle Shoals, Russellville. They're going to have to deal with Hartselle and Muscle Shoals. That was the 2 teams that they had been dealing with for the last few years anyway. Yeah. And everybody else is pretty much teams that you were playing are very competitive against, or as you're looking at that schedule, you think, hey, we can get that team.
And Florence and Austin have dropped down from which they were 7A last year.
Yes. So. Florence, we were talking about – we'll talk about we'll really go in depth about this region a little more when we get down to East Limestone with some of those numbers. But, yeah, you're correct. Austin and Florence were both 7A, really skipped. They were not one of the 32 teams, biggest 32 teams in the state, so didn't land in that 6A region, so that dropped them down to 5A.
This should be another competitive region, too.
What's that?
This should be another real good competitive region.
Yes. As far as those, you've got, again, Muscle Shoals and Hartselle are going to be battling for the 1 and 2, and Athens has been right there with them, and sometimes they'll get one of those teams, and they'll slide into that, 1 or 2 spot. They'll get to host playoff games. If Athens gets in that 3 and 4, wins one of those games, they can come back and host again. But, yeah, that's going to be a very, very good region of football right there. We'll jump into East Limestone a little bit later. We're going to jump down now, Jay, as you have named them the Cons division. Your team your coaches, your players are not losers. We just think your program did not benefit at all from this reclassification. And we'll start it with Tanner. Tanner is now in an 8-team region, 2A, Region 7, with Colbert County, Falkville, J.B. Pennington, Lexington, Phil Campbell, Sheffield, Tanner, Winston County. Really, the thing that stands out for me, Tanner's Tanner. They're going to have athletes and be able to compete with anybody.
Yeah.
The biggest loss for them was the bigger region. I think last year they were in a 6-team region, which means you only have to win 2 games to get to the playoff. You only had to be better than 2 teams, and you were one of the top 4. And then you get to the playoffs. Tanner won more games than that and was very competitive. Now with an 8-team region, you're got to win 4 games.
Yeah.
You've got to beat 4 teams to lock into at least that 4 spot. And so that's just more pressure to win those games. And you get to schedule less non-region games.
Yeah.
And so really that, in my opinion, and again, I don't know what any of those other teams, Colbert County, Falkville, J.B. Pennington, traditionally some of those have been pretty good football programs. Lexington's had a real good football program. But you don't know what those guys are returning. And so we can't call it this early in January on what that'll look like. But I know these coaches are now scrambling, trying to get those non-region opponents and get all of their schedules worked out, and then they'll start to, I'm sure, start to look at film and other things on some of these other teams that they hadn't seen in a while.
And I know Clements and Ardmore have put out their schedules.
Yeah, that's the only 2 that I've seen yet is the Clements and the Ardmore schedule. I think those guys probably – we're working on those diligently leading up to this because they knew once this drops, we can kind of finalize our schedule. And a lot of those coaches will go ahead and do that, so you get those locked in and you're not trying to scramble to find a team in the summer. Hey, I need I've got, 2 or 3 holes I got to fill. And we had that happen here in the county just a couple years ago when some of our local teams helped each other out. So anyway – all right, Jay, moving on to the second loser, Con team, who did not benefit from the reclassification. I would consider that the Ardmore Tigers. Ardmore now in a 4A region. They were 5A. Them and East Limestone were up in 5A. Again, these schools aren't losing kids or anything to drop down, just a factor of how many schools it is. But Ardmore is now in a region with that juggernaut region that West Limestone was in the last few years. Now Ardmore's in that region.
Yeah.
That includes Ardmore, Brooks, Deschler, Hamilton, Lawrence County, Priceville, West Morgan, West Point. Jay, an 8-team region. Ardmore was in a 7-team region last few years. And so, again, when you're in the 7-team, you only got to get in the top 4. So that means you only got to win 3 games, sometimes 2 with some goofy tiebreakers.
Yeah.
But, you don't want to talk about that. But so now you've got to win 4 games. And so when you look at this schedule, somebody had sent me a graphic the other day that had the let me see if I can pull that up real quick. It had the win-losses of the opponents that was on Ardmore's new schedule. And, bro, you talking about – well, now I can't find it. Where did it go? You talking about playing teams that you're going to have to deal with. Here it is. Being good. This was it, man. Of the 7 teams that Ardmore has to play, last year, 6 of those teams were in the playoffs. Deschler went 3 rounds. West Morgan went 2 rounds. Hamilton went 2 rounds. Priceville went 2 rounds. Brooks and West Point went 1 round. And so listen to the records of the teams the 7 teams that is Ardmore's opponents: 7-4, 11-2, 11-1, 11-1, 8-4. Lawrence County 4-6, West Point 5-6, and West Point went to the playoffs at 5-6.
Wow!
So, man, you talking about an upgrade? Absolutely. Even when you're trying to circle some wins, you see a couple of region wins on there.
Yeah.
Then you got probably a couple of maybes. And again, we don't know what Priceville's return. Priceville had a dang good program last year. Their coaches left and went to Bob Jones. I do know the guy that they've hired was one of his guys, and so he's probably just going to keep it rolling. And so I'm sure these coaches are looking at these regions and like, okay, we can win these games. These games are also going to be competitive. We could have a shot at those. These 3 or 4 right here going to be tough sledding. And so, and then adding that one extra region game, one extra region game, that's one less non-region opponent.
Yes.
Ardmore's traditionally in the last 4 years, I think, had 4 non-region games. The last 2 years was, Clements, Tanner, Elkmont. The Elkmont-Ardmore rivalry is gone.
Yes.
That is official. But you're upgrading some non-region opponents. Their schedule's already out. We said that they picked up Lauderdale County. They're going to keep East Limestone on the schedule, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I was glad to see that East and Ardmore are still going to play football, even though one of them's going to be 5A, one of them's going to be 4A. And then they picked up Brewer. I think Brewer's week 1, East and Ardmore will be week 5, and then that Lauderdale County will be the last game.
Yeah, you get to deal with that cannon this year.
With that what?
That cannon.
At Brewer?
Yeah.
Brewer is, if you are listening, you've never been to a high school football game at Brewer, you've got to go. It's like in a little valley, little small kind of foothills around it, and they've got a cannon that I guess the ROTC shoot. Lawrence County's got one now too, by the way. But you forget about that thing, and they shoot it right at the beginning of the game, and then every time they score.
Yes.
So if you just keep them from scoring, you ain't got to worry about it no more. But you'll forget that it's there, and they'll unload that sucker, and it booms around that little valley right there. Brother, if you ain't ready, you may have to go visit the porta potty.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like how they do like a little tailgate thing above the visitors' bleachers as well.
Yeah, they got a home tailgating area right beside the white visitor side bleachers area there. Great, they're out there grilling and cooking and all kinds of stuff. That's where we used to. We'd have to get there early to set up for that AHS Sports Network stuff, and a lot of fun over there. And those people were, man, they were awesome, dude.
Yeah.
They wasn't, bickering or, hey, y'all can't do this. You can't park there. Hey, y'all come on in, man. You can use all our stuff over here. Y'all want something to eat? Great atmosphere there at Brewer. Loved that stadium. So I'm glad we getting to go down there. One more year. I had tried to get Coach Snyder to play Hamilton at home this year. And then after that, I don't have a kid playing anymore. I know I have to drive 2 hours to Mississippi to play the 11. They were 11-1 last year. Drive 2 hours over there to play a region game, but nonetheless, we talked about this earlier. I think Ardmore first 3 games away. I'm hoping that is just amazing planning by Coach Snyder. In case the turf is not down yet. Now, we were talking about turf when we went off the air in November, late November, and guess what? We ain't seen them starting on none of it yet.
No.
So, Limestone County Board of Education, where you at?
And this weather ain't helping it none either.
We were supposed to have turf at the small schools before – I was told before
graduation.
Spring,
I thought it was
definitely before graduation, and the big 3 supposed to get them after graduation.
Yes.
Hey, the day after graduation, we're supposed to start it. We'll see. I hope they do.
I do too.
Because I've seen the grass at some of these places, and ain't nobody taking care of it.
No.
Because they think turf's coming. They ain't touching it.
Yes.
And then they're gonna have some folks out there want somebody to paint them football fields with that grass looking like trash in August.
Yeah.
But if that happens, big shout out to Coach Jonathan Snyder for if he has to have a paint crew, they're not going to have to paint till September because his first 3 games are away, and then they'll come
He
back
may have
home.
to order some after what all y'all did.
Yeah, he's going to have to order some paint. I know he's going to have to order some paint. They ain't much. I don't know if there's any paint left in a whole town of Ardmore. All right, Jay. Moving on out of that 4A region down to our next team. That's we've already
We did
we already did 10. Let's go Lindsay Lane. We got Lindsay Lane. Private schools, if you did not know, now has only 2 divisions. One of those is single A, which is what they are calling the smaller private schools, and then double A. Double A would be the larger private schools. I think up here, Madison Academy is larger, ain't it? They got that double A in Randolph, maybe?
Yes.
Is
And
that
Catholic.
Really?
John Paul II, yes.
They put them in the
Yes.
What are they doing? Anyway,
Yeah.
in the single A private school, Region 4, Coosa Christian. Is that the same Coosa Christian with
State
Rush
champion.
Probst? Rush Probst.
Well, he's not the coach now.
Well, yeah, but he was
Yeah.
and just won a state championship.
Yes.
Decatur Heritage, Lindsay Lane Christian Academy, Mars Hill, 2-time state champion. Shoals Christian, Westbrook Christian. Westbrook, is that the Brody Crowell Westbrook?
That's in Gadsden.
Yeah. Gadsden. Let's
And Coosa
drive to-
Christian is too, right?
It's down that way somewhere.
Yeah.
And Westbrook Christian and Whitesburg up over here in Huntsville. So, you got a few. They're Decatur. I guess Decatur Heritage and Lindsay Lane is going to be probably the closest opponent for them. And then you got Shoals, and then they're going to have to haul to get to Westbrook, Coosa. The craziest thing for me, again, you got Mars Hill Bible School. I don't know their numbers, hadn't looked at their numbers, but they were playing 3A football last year, been playing 3A football, won the state championship the last 2 years. While doing so, beat 5A Russellville, beat 5A Scottsboro, and so we're set to get bumped up to 4A, and we're already beating 5A legitimate 5A playoff teams as a 3A team.
Yeah.
We're going to get bumped to 4A. They separate them, and so now you have Mars Hill, which is pretty much playing 5A football, with Lindsay Lane Christian Academy, who's just starting a football program.
Yeah.
That is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me. Obviously, Lindsay Lane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's a 7-team region. You got to play 6 of them. There is 1 or 2 teams on there you can circle and say, hey, we can play that game, we can win that game, we can compete with that game. You've only got to win 3. I can see 3 of those are winnable games.
Yes.
And then if you can schedule 4 non-region games of, competitive games where you can get 3 or 4 wins there, you could be 6-4 and go to the playoffs. But it's going to be tough sledding, especially, Mars Hill's in that region, which is crazy to me.
They should be double A.
Yes, like I guess they're just doing it based on numbers solely, and kind of once they moved them from public to private and separated those, maybe in regards to private, they just took that competitive multiplier or competitive balance out and said, hey, it's just numbers only.
I can't believe Catholic has got more kids than Mars Hill.
Me either. I'm assuming Mars Hill just has probably smaller numbers. They just recruit the heck out of football kids. And football kids would come there because they know they're going to win a state championship. And by the way, I will add, Mars Hill coach is gone.
Yeah.
He is headed to
Russellville.
Russellville's coach went to.
Where'd he go?
I can't remember. It was right after football season. I can't remember where he went, but I was already thinking, if Ardmore was still and East was still in the same region with Russell, he's gone, which means he's taking the quarterback because the quarterback was his son.
Yeah.
And so you're like, hey, this might be our opportunity where we can play with them. Maybe the same thing for these teams that are supposed to be playing against Mars Hill, because Mars Hills, it's plural. It's more than one hill over there. Mars Hill is over in Florence. They're pulling kids out of Russellville and Muscle Shoals and stuff like that anyway. And so you may see some of those kids gravitating back towards Muscle Shoals, Russellville. And so it may be one of those seasons where some of these teams are down and be an opportunity for some of these other teams.
And the reason why that Coach Higgins left to go to Russellville, he's got 3 years left in his state retirement.
Yeah, he was at private, so that doesn't count.
Yeah.
If he works 3 more years, he'll get
and his son's already at UNA, so UNA.
So he's working on an exit plan. We see a lot of guys do that. A lot of guys in our area over here in Limestone County, they'll get their state time in here in Alabama and then jump across that state line. I think now if you work 5 years up there, you're kind of fully vested, and so they'll double dip. There's a lot of folks who will go from public to private.
Yeah.
Once they get all their time in the public school systems.
Coach Gotsey, he was at Hartsville, now he's at Madison Academy.
Right. I would assume Rush Probst is probably thinking about some of those things as well, as he's been in the public and private school sectors.
He's been everywhere.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, dude, that dude wins.
Yeah.
When we talk about programs and culture and all kinds of things, you can say what you want to about Rush Probst. And I know a lot of folks don't like that dude. A lot of folks don't like that dude, and he's probably not the best moral leader, not even probably in the top 10. I don't know. Don't know him personally. That dude can win football games.
He can.
How does he continue to do it?
I don't know.
It's crazy. Anyway.
It was funny how, back in the day before Saban came to Alabama, they're like, hire Rush Probst. He's a winner.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He seems to be like the Signetti of high school football, man.
Yes.
And he just jumped in at Coosa because the head coach kind of got suspended or something for a year.
Yeah.
And so he was already on staff.
Yeah.
And they gave him the interim head coach, takes him all the way to state championship game, wins state championship.
Yes.
Nuts. Crazy. If you're looking for if you want to deal with all the drama, and it may not even be drama no more. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was drama years ago. It was a lot of drama years ago, but he may have moved on.
When he come out of
it.
Hoover, it was a lot of drama.
When he come out of Hoover, it was a soap opera, bro.
Yeah.
But if you want to deal with that, again, I don't know if you got to deal with it or not. Man may turn over a new leaf, repented, and living for the Lord. I don't know. They need to do another 2 a days on MTV. Who is gone? MTV's gone now, by the way, too.
It'll have to be on Netflix.
Yeah, we can do it on YouTube. Limestone County Sports 2 a days with Rush Probst.
There you go.
At what school? What school? No, we're not going there because that means we'll have to get rid of somebody. We don't want to do that. All right, Jay, last school we need to cover in regards to football. We've mentioned them already. East Limestone. Probably got the worst draw of any team that we cover in regards to just region and who's in, who's out. They were in that 5A region with Ardmore. Really the only there were traditionally two teams in that area, which was Fairview and Russellville, that everybody had to contend with. But then after that, everybody was kind of fighting for that 3 and 4 spot. And other than those 2 teams, very competitive. This region for East Limestone is going to be tough.
Yes.
The toughest region of the 8 teams we cover is going to be East Limestone, trying to get some wins in this 5A region again with Athens. I did see some people on Twitter celebrating that the Athens and East rivalry will be kicked off again.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But Athens, Austin, Decatur, East Limestone, Florence, Hartsville, Muscle Shoals, Russellville. That's going to be tough, man. And again, with an 8-team region, you can, schedule 3 non-region opponents. East, schedule's not out yet, so don't know what that looks like. But hopefully we can get some wins there. But when you're looking at this region schedule for East Limestone, they had a lot of injuries last year. Had a rough couple of seasons, really.
Yeah.
We had 1 win or 2 wins in 2 years.
Yeah.
I know Will's doing all he can do over there to get it going and to get them guys out of the hallways and on the football field. And I hate to say this, but it probably doesn't help none.
Mm-mm.
They got their basketball program's rolling over there, number 2 in the state right now. The Indians are number 2 in the state in basketball. Basketball athletes doesn't necessarily mean that they would be good on the football field, but you just need to get some athletes in the program. And then, when you see this and you're like, okay, we're playing Athens again. Yeah. We're playing Florence and Austin, who were 7A. Not to mention state championship caliber juggernauts, Hartselle and Muscle Shoals.
Yes.
And then Russellville, I will say this, East went over to Russellville last year, and that was a 1-score game late. They were playing with Russellville at Russellville. So they know there's some teams on here they can compete with, but once you add, again, Muscle Shoals, Hartselle, Athens, some of those teams, it's going to be tough sled.
And like we said, we don't know how many of these schools have lost seniors and all that. So,
right.
But I were talking to someone the other night at Tanner at East Middle School. They got some numbers now.
Yeah.
So it'll take them a while to get up there, but it may help. But
well, when you're trying to build programs, you got to weather the storm. There's a balance between. Especially your non-region schedule can really help you if you can schedule some wins there, get some momentum. You don't want to do that too long because if you're scheduling wins, 4, 5, 6 years in, you're not helping your team get better because you're not playing good competition. Obviously, when your region's this tough, you just want to schedule some wins because your region is so tough.
Yeah.
That you got to worry about getting wins any way you can and get some momentum, get some more kids in the program. And if you can never get over that hump and get rolling, then you can build.
Yeah. So it's going to be tough sledding, that's for sure.
Yep. Look forward to seeing their schedule coming out, seeing who they can get, on those non-region games. And again, that should be, I would assume, about the same for all of those. I think it's week 1, week 5, and week 10 will be non-region games. I assume that's across the board in that region. I think they were all kind of pulling numbers out of a hat. Like I think it was Saturday or something, or Friday night, to kind of see where they land and who they have to play and all that stuff. I know if you'll look on Ardmore's social media, Ardmore football social media, they already got their schedule up. Clements has already got theirs out as well. And I think Clements, I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, they play their 3 non-region games is Shoals Christian,
yes,
Lexington, and
He's lying. He lying.
I got it right here.
Shoals Christian will be
and Sheffield.
Yeah, Shoals Christian will be a winnable game for them. Lexington and Sheffield will help them.
Yeah,
because they're non-region games, and those are be about the same competition level.
And Brick is playing a jamboree game that 2nd or 3rd week in August at home against Loretta, Tennessee.
Yeah, I did see that. That's right. I forgot all about that. I did see that. Brick put that schedule out. All right, Jay. Anything else in regards to football?
Well, and I do know this. The games this year will be in Mobile at South Alabama.
Yeah, they're not going to be in Birmingham at Protective Stadium for whatever reason.
They rotate them now.
Between Mobile and Birmingham?
Yes.
They used to be at Tuscaloosa and Auburn.
Yeah, because of the whole playoff deal and all that.
Yep, got rid of that.
It's 2 games a day. So it'll be 4 days. It'll be 4 days.
So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Yes.
That's interesting. Nice.
So
well, hopefully
that's according to Ben Thomas. Ben is he works for AL.com. He covers all the high school stuff, and he was on with Harold and Brett about a month or so ago, and they got to talking about this. But he said, it'll be 4 2-day games.
Well, maybe we can get one of our teams down there, and then we can get some credentials.
Yeah.
And go hang out.
Well, I get them anyways.
Well, get one more extra, dude. That's all you need. One more extra, and we'll go hang out in Mobile for the day. All right, Jay. Softball and baseball going to be starting off here in just a couple of weeks. I know they just started practicing last week. At this point, not much to talk about. You're seeing schedules out there for these programs. Again, they haven't reclassified these winter or spring sports yet. They will come after those seasons. So everybody will be playing in the same regions and areas. This basketball right now, and then baseball and softball here in a couple weeks.
And I know, excuse me, Slate's on Lindsay Lane's middle school team.
Yeah.
Their first game is February the 20th at Elkmont.
Nice.
They all playing double. The middle school's playing all double headers. So they get started February 20th.
Yeah, that's what me and my wife always joke about. When that first snap of cold weather, real cold air comes through, we'll look at each other and be like, "It's softball and baseball season now." And so you're pulling out the heaters, the little buddy heaters, and the little propane tanks and all that stuff.
Now, where were Bell and them playing the other day? Where was that at?
We played in an indoor softball tournament in Shelbyville, Tennessee. It's a rodeo arena is what it is, and they have monster truck shows in there and all kinds of stuff. Like the flooring is probably square footage, probably twice as big as the Civic Center, the VBC over in Huntsville, and then just arena style seating all the way around it. And it was, I mean, it's quirky, but they can get some work in, get some swings in, get some fielding in. They got nets all the way around everything and on the ceiling so that you're not busting out the lights. But it was like if you remember when you would play in the backyard and the ball would go in a tree and you're up under the tree like dodging around trying to when it hits a limb, you move that way. You can play it off the ceiling. So if it goes up and hits the net above you, you can play it. If you catch it, it's an out.
Wow.
But if it goes like the back wall, it's like it's just bouncing off the green monster. You just catch it and it's a live ball. It's not an out if you catch it off the wall. If it hits that net above you, there were several times we got several infield hits because it just went straight up, hit the net, and they couldn't get to it, and you're just running it like a bunt. And it's quirky, but hey, got some work in. Bella had a good day at the plate, and I think we won a big belt. You know, they're giving away police travel, goofy travel organizations giving out belts and all kinds of stuff.
Awesome,
so
man.
it was, man. We had a good day, man. It was. I think we played 4 games, competitive games. Other than one, they were all, I think, 1-run, 2-run games, and so seeing some good competition helps all of them get better. And they're playing school ball now. In Alabama, you can't play school ball and travel ball at the same time. So once we kind of start I think until the games start, I legally think you can. But, I mean, you're just doing so much already. I mean, they're practicing on Saturdays and every day after school.
Yeah.
You couldn't get any more tournaments, travel tournaments in now anyway.
And looking forward to what Whitney does up at Ardmore and all our softball and baseball coaches this year.
Yeah. Whitney is probably, in my opinion, and I've told this to several people, I've seen a lot of coaches, a lot of sports through 40 years that I remember of sports. She's one of the best. Any sport, male or female, she's one of the best, dude. And you talking about
she's intense too.
She's intense. Her dad helps. He's intense. And she cares about the end goal. She does not give a rip about winning games that don't matter. Yeah. She uses those opportunities to try to build a program, build younger girls, get the second or the third pitcher. I've seen her do it over and over and over again, and even just talking about strength of schedules in other sports. There's some coaches whose strength of schedules are absolutely pathetic. And you can see that does not help your program or your team long run. Have winning records in all kinds of sports, but don't even get to the playoffs and those things. And As of right now, going into year 2, she does not seem to care much at all about those things, those accolades. She's just trying to build a program, and they have no seniors this year.
Okay.
And so very young. I think we're about 2 or 3 years away. But if they do something crazy this year, you better watch out because you're just going to be up from there because you're not losing any talent.
Yeah.
And there's other great coach. Athens, Chuck.
Yeah,
He
Chuck
does a
Smith.
good job at Athens. They went to the state tournament last year. I think they ended up, was they 3rd or 4th? I know they didn't get in the championship series, but
I think it was 3rd, I think.
I think so. He's doing a good job over there. He returns a couple of good players.
And Molly always has the West girls in the playoffs.
Yes. I seen. Shout out to them, man. I've looked at some schedules. I think they've made some upgrades schedule wise from last year. You see them getting in some of those bigger tournaments with a lot of those 6A, 7A. Well, not 7. They're still 7A in softball, but some of those bigger tournaments where you're playing nothing but really, really good competition. I'm seeing some of those on her schedule, so they ought to be able to make some noise as well. She's got a couple dogs too.
Yeah.
I know she lost a couple dogs, but she's still got a couple dogs.
And I know that Zach's daughter Rayleigh's going to play this year.
Yep.
And Rayleigh hadn't played in a while.
Yep.
She's been focused on just basketball.
Yep.
And I reckon she wanted to play with her cousins one more time before she got out of school.
Yeah, but Zach's younger daughter will be playing too. I know she's
Jeannie Mae.
She's only a 7th grader, but they've got some young girls. They play on our travel team. That's the only reason I know them, man. They got some younger girls and some dogs.
And shout out to our deans of Limestone County softball, Mary Jane Hobbs,
Yep.
Brett Nave.
Yep.
They've been doing it a while.
I think I looked last year. Brett's got about 20 years in of coaching, if I'm not mistaken, and Mary Jane's got to be right behind him. Mary Jane got her younger brother Jesse and me were in the same class, so I've known her for years. But I mean, she was 5, 6 years ahead of us. But I think she got to Elkmont maybe the year after I graduated. She went through college and came back, so she was probably started there in 94, 95, maybe in 96. I'm not sure. And so she's been doing it, man. Been doing it for a minute. I know people always, when do you think she'll ever retire? Probably not.
Yeah, no,
Probably
she loves
not.
it.
Yeah.
She loves them girls.
And they're competitive.
Yeah.
The games have not passed her by any means. She's still getting after it. And if you're ever around when she's coaching, she's still intense too, bro.
And she always has a pancake breakfast that we cover. So
Yeah. At Applebee's?
no, it's at the that wedding place they have up there.
Oh,
back.
yes. I know what you're talking about. Yep. I know. I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head, but I know what you're talking about. Fundraiser for softball.
Yes.
Good deal. All right, Jay, before we get off here, got the Super Bowl coming up in a few weeks. Got some games. Again, we said we're recording on Sunday afternoon. We're fixing to get home and catch these games. And if we can I think we can make it home. Once we get home, we may be stuck for the night or in half a day tomorrow. But tonight we got the Seahawks and the Rams, and the Patriots and the Broncos. I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction on the easiest prediction of these two games, in my opinion. The Patriots are going to beat the Broncos because our good friend of the church, he's been here, spoke before, Bo Nix, got hurt in the last game and is out.
Yeah.
And his good Auburn sidekick, Jarrett Stidham, is going to be trying to score running the Broncos offense, and I just don't think he's going to be able to do that. Patriots got a good thing going. It's bittersweet because Vrabel was at the Titans, and I'm a big Titans fan, and they got rid of him, and now, look, he's about to go to the Super Bowl.
And Stidham was drafted by the Patriots.
Yeah, sure was. What do you like on that game, Jay?
I like the Patriots as well.
I do too. I don't know what the spread or any of that is. I hadn't looked at either one of those games. And the other game, Seahawks and the Rams. Who you like on that game? Who is the Seahawks quarterback?
It's
Darnold?
Sam Darnold.
Yeah. What do you think, Jay?
Then they're playing at home too, so Seattle's tough.
Is that Seahawks?
Yeah.
I'll take the Rams.
And I mean, I love Puka Nakua too.
Yeah.
And Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Rams as well.
Oh, Jay, I was taking the Rams, so you would take the Seahawks. But we're both picking the Patriots and the Rams to be playing in the Super Bowl
At Levi Stadium in Santa Clara in 2 weeks.
coming up in a couple of weeks.
Little side note.
Yep.
My son told me the other day, he said, Dad, he said, out of these 4 teams, each coach, one's named Mike, one's named Sean.
So there's 4
Sean
coaches.
Payton,
Yeah,
Mike Vrabel,
yeah.
Mike McDonald, and Sean McVay.
Interesting fact. Their script worked.
Yeah.
The NFL scripted that. We need the Max and it's the Mike and the Sean Super Bowl. Patriots and the Rams in the Super Bowl. You heard it here first. We've got the script from the NFL.
And Slate goes, how did Greg and them get James Spann at church on Saturday when he was on live TV?
Well, James Spann's a great guy. If you've ever heard him speak, man, he is a fantastic speaker. Got a great testimony. Man, dude, childhood was nuts, man. It's awesome. But they was up here. He was up here speaking to our homeschool. We have a homeschool cover that meets here every Tuesday. It's about 120 kids upstairs, and the moms are teaching them and all kinds of stuff. And the lady that oversees that, Angela Bitten, I think she had a connection somehow and got him to set up on our stage and talk about meteorology and weather for about an hour. And then as he's exiting, I told one of our guys here, I was like, we need to get him to shoot our "We're Not Having Church" video. And I mean, you just do it with your phone. And he was in a hurry and was trying to get out because he had another stop. I mean, he's all over the place all day long, but we got it and was able to use it and post it on our social media. And it's pretty cool. We'll probably use it quite often. We can chop it up if it's tornadic weather. We can take out the part about wintry mix and do some other things with it. So shout out to James Spann for hooking Lindsay Lane Baptist Church up with that video and being here talking to our homeschoolers. It was a fun day and fun us being able to use that video.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Yep. Anything else, Jay?
No, just ready for it to warm up.
Yeah, me too. Obviously, there'll probably be a little spring ball. I know now coaches with this reclassification. Ardmore was supposed to go back to West Morgan for the spring jamboree, but that's not going to happen now because you're playing a region opponent. That doesn't make any sense. We played them in the spring last year. They came up to Elkmont. We're supposed to go back down there. That's obviously not going to happen.
They came up to Ardmore, not Elkmont.
Huh? Oh, that's what I said. Oh, yeah. Well, they came up to Ardmore. Well, I live in Elmont now, but I don't. They're now. Hey, do I play a spring game or play a jamboree in the fall? And so now these even the ones who's got their schedules already made out, their regular season schedule, they're now okay. If I play a spring game, I can't play a fall jamboree, and so they're kind of trying to decide what they want to do. So we should see all of that stuff set in stone pretty soon. Be looking on all these teams' social media and all that stuff. Shout out to all these juniors who are going to be starting their senior seasons of football soon. Some of them's getting recruited and going to camps and all that stuff. Good luck to you. Good luck to all of our basketball teams. They'll be starting playoffs here in the next week or two.
I can't believe Judah's going to be a senior.
Yeah, me either, bro. It's it. We here. Round number 3 for me.
Wow.
Got this will be 3 down, 1 to go. And then Bella, well, she's a freshman now. She'll be a sophomore next year. And good luck to all the softball and baseball programs as well.
Yes.
Hopefully, man, maybe this summer we can get some coaches on, kind of do some of the stuff we did last year before football season starts. If we don't see you or talk to you again, go back and listen to some of those coaches podcasts we did from last summer. There's ton of them on there, 6 or 8 of them we did with local coaches. Good listening on the way to work or something. I hope y'all have a fantastic weekend. Don't have any power outages and stay warm, and everybody can get back to school and work on Tuesday. Right, Jay?
Yes, sir. Y'all stay safe out there.
Yeah, enjoyed it. God bless.
Bleachers rumble with the roar of the crowd. Underneath the stars we make our town proud. Every win, every loss, we shout it out loud. From the court to the field, to the dirt and the track, we cheer for the glory, we never hold back. It's the pulse of the county, the pride we unpack. Limestone County Sports, we bring the game to life. Every play, every fight, every Friday night. Limestone County Sports, it's where legends ignite. Limestone County Sports.